all you Golden Eagles. You're listening to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. I'm your Tuesday, Thursday show host, Skylar Angus Barker. We've got a great show coming up with some information about Fred Clark meeting Martin Luther King Jr. in Georgia despite fearing for his safety. And Gabby Cox reporting on Hattiesburg's new life-saving drug vending machine. Don't touch that dial because Matthew McCray will share some things that you don't want to miss. You're listening to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mississippi Beverages. Mississippi Beverages provides water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mississippi Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mississippi Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online.
Look through your children's eyes to see the true magic of a forest. It's a storybook world for them. You look and see a tree. They see the wrinkled face of a wizard with arms outstretched to the sky. They see treasure in pebbles. They see a windy path that could lead to adventure. And they see you, their fearless guide through this fascinating world.
Find a forest near you and start exploring at discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. In USM campus news, Southern Miss launches fully online master's degree in business analytics. Our College of Business and Economic Development here at USM is launching a new online master's degree in business analytics. The program will welcome its first cohort in fall 2026 with applications being currently open. The program is designed with flexibility in mind and is projected to be completed in as little as 12 months for full-time students. Students can also enroll part-time, making it a great option for working professionals to advance their careers without putting it on pause. Dr. Brett Beckton, Dean of the College of Business and Economic Development, has this to say, quote, "Data-driven decision-making is no longer optional for today's organizations. It's essential. This fully online program was designed to meet that demand by giving students the flexibility they need and the advanced analytical skills employers are actively seeking. Whether they are working professionals looking to advance or individuals preparing for the next stage of their academic journey, this program positions our graduates to lead in an increasingly data-centered economy." End quote. Celebrate 1 year of community impact with the Roy Howard Community Journalism Center. It looks like the Roy Howard Community Journalism Center has something amazing to celebrate, being its 1-year anniversary. RHCJC Executive Director Nicole Cyprin has this to say about the year. Quote, "In just 1 year, we have built a newsroom that not only reports on communities, but stands alongside them. Though through student-driven journalism, strong partnerships, and a commitment to transparency, we are helping strengthen trust in local media across Southeast Mississippi. This is only the beginning of what it means to truly report what matters." End quote. If you're interested in attending the last event that has been going on, you can go to USM's Joe Paul Theater on Friday from 6 p.m. to 7:15 p.m. with A Night of Stories That Matter with Rick Cleveland. In Hattiesburg news, Hattiesburg City Council approves alcohol at Midtown Green, expands employee education, updates police radios. The Hattiesburg City Council had a full agenda Tuesday night, approving of several changes that likely will affect city parks, employees, and public safety. Council members has voted to allow beer and light wine to be sold or consumed at the Carter Carroll Midtown Green Park during special events. Council President Dave Ware provided this statement about the choice. Quote, "You have vendors that can be there, have to be approved by the city, of course. But the thought process is, if we're going to have live music and we're going to have a beautiful venue like this, where you have an amphitheater, local talent performing, we want to be able to go be adults and enjoy a beverage." End quote. Additionally, the council has also approved expanding the city's education partnership with William Carey And the Hattiesburg Police Department will get 20 new Motorola radios thanks to a grant from the Mississippi Department of Public Safety. Famed ballet instructor to hold masterclass for Laurel Middle School students. Dance students at Laurel Middle School are about to have a once-in-a-lifetime learning experience with one of the world's top ballet instructors. 7th and 8th grade students will attend a ballet masterclass at the school taught by Melanie Pearson, co-director of the New York City's renowned Alley School. Gabby Bass, Laurel Middle School dance teacher, said the following about this opportunity. Quote, "She is world-renowned for her ballet, for working with Alvin Alley's dance company. So we are very lucky that she is going to get to come and bless us with teaching my students a ballet class." End quote. In Mississippi news, it's a great accomplishment. Mississippi set to gain a new town. With what started with a petition in October 2025, has now been set to become Mississippi's newest town. The town, named Star, has a proposed mayor by the name of John Lee. John Lee provided this statement about the occasion, quote, "It's a great accomplishment. I mean, we had great support from the community. We had support from our neighboring cities, town, city of Florence, and so we had great support from everybody, and everything was great. Great day," end quote. In national news, Andrew Zerman on feeding people in Minneapolis. Have faith. Chef and TV personality Andrew Zerman has been fostering his community in Minneapolis. Emotions have been incredibly tense after the murder of Minneapolis residents Renee Nicole Good and Alex Peretti. Andrew Zimnern provided this bit of advice to his peers. Quote, "Nothing really ever got solved by thinking, but by doing. You oftentimes get not only the immediate relief of those feelings of powerlessness and hopelessness with whatever negative emotions you're feeling, but some long-term conviction that the direction you're moving is one that you should be," end quote. We'll be right back with sports and weather after a word from our sponsors.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mr. Sippy Beverages. Mr. Sippy Beverages provides water, water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mr. Sippy Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mr. Sippy Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
GOAT, G-O-A-T, acronym, stands for Greatest of All Time. As in, spaghetti sandwiches for dinner? They're my fave. Dad, you're the GOAT.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care would love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. Now on for your sports. Southern Miss Athletics has some announcements. Southern Miss women's tennis remains home this Friday for an exciting matchup against McNeese. Admission is free. On Saturday, February 21st at 2 p.m. CT, the Southern Miss Golden Eagles men's basketball team will play their final home game of the 2025-2026 regular season at Reed Green Coliseum in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, welcoming the Old Dominion Monarchs for Senior Day. It's a special occasion to honor the contributions of this year's seniors as they take the court for possibly the last time in front of the home crowd on the greenhouse floor, with family, friends, and fans on hand to celebrate their careers. Southern Miss Athletics has announced season ticket pricing and renewal information for the 2026 Golden Eagles football season at The Rock. With a 6-game home schedule this fall, Southern Miss has reduced base ticket prices across all seating areas while introducing a competitive excellence fee. Southern Miss Athletics provided the following statement about the football schedule. Quote, "We are excited for the 2026 football schedule and the opportunity to continue to elevate our program. Coach Anderson and his staff have done a tremendous job in the offseason, preparing our program for continued success. On that note, it was important this year that we were able to strike a balance between keeping our ticket prices affordable while continuing to find new ways to support our Athletic Competitive Excellence Fund, which is a critical part of our on-field success. We are thankful for everyone who continues to support, and we are looking forward to a special 2026 season. End quote. To keep up with all the Golden Eagle sports activities, head on over to southernmiss.com. Now on for your weather. It looks like we've got some mostly cloudy skies today with a 10% chance of rain of an afternoon shower. Highs today will be in the lower 80s. It also looks to be a bit breezy today with winds moving all the way up to 25 miles per hour. It looks like we have a 50% chance of showers with lows in the mid-60s. It looks to have some partly cloudy skies on Friday with a 40% chance of showers with highs in the upper 70s and lows in the mid-60s. There is also a 50% chance of showers on Saturday, so keep that umbrella nearby. Saturdays will increase to 60% chance of showers and thunderstorms with highs in the upper 70s and lows in the lower 40s. Sunday looks to be clearer with highs in the upper 50s and lows in the mid to lower 30s. Up next, we have Fred Clark meeting Martin Luther King Jr. in Georgia despite fearing for his safety. Check it out.
This is Mississippi Moments, produced by the Center for Oral History and Cultural Heritage at the University of Southern Mississippi and supported by the Mississippi Humanities Council. I'm Bill Ellison. As a young man, Fred Clark traveled to Midway, Georgia to attend a series of meetings with Dr. Martin Luther King. He recalls fearing for his safety as the group planned protests across the Jim Crow South.
The Freedom Ride idea came in after I met with Martin Luther King. Coach Gerald Lewis, who was at Tougaloo College, drove us over there to Midway, Georgia, Westchester Center, SCLC, for Martin Luther King's secret meeting concerning voter registration. So I went over there with them, and that's where a lot of this stuff was planned. My experience with Martin Luther was primarily, the longest time I spent around him was that 7 or 8 days we spent in the swamp there in Georgia with him. And the whole time I was so afraid. I lost weight. The fear of the Klansmen from that trip from Mississippi through Alabama, Georgia, and back in the swamps, it was frightening. They were arresting people for crossing the yellow line, and they had arrested several carloads of people coming from all over. See, we had all the leaders coming from the 8 southeastern states to represent their state in this meeting.
To learn more, subscribe to the Mississippi Moments podcast or visit cohch.org. Mississippi Moments is supported by the Mississippi Humanities Council. The humanities are for everyone.
That was our Mississippi Moments. Coming up, we've got a special guest that you don't want to miss.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mississippi Beverages. Mississippi Beverages provides water, water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mississippi Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mississippi Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online. Sponsorship comes from American Graphics. Located at 8 Commercial Warehouse Drive in Hattiesburg, American Graphics provides custom screen printing and embroidery. They can be reached by phone at 601-602-2277. And the website is goamericangraphics.com. American Graphics, printing at its finest.
Welcome back to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. Now, please give a warm Golden Eagle welcome to Matthew McCray. Hey, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you so much for coming on today. So, first and foremost, for anyone who doesn't know you, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
My major is digital journalism.
Nice.
I transferred from Hines in Raymond, Mississippi. I'm a junior here at USM. I'm involved in mocks. I'm currently trying to join NAACP and SSA. And, I'm just basically working on myself, building my brand, just getting myself out here, just getting used to the Southern Miss community. Yeah. And I'm just glad I had an opportunity to come on the show.
Absolutely. How do you like your time here at Southern Miss?
It's been great. It's been excellent from my orientation all the way down to coming over to visit both of my parents. Yeah. They love the school, love the environment. It's a great environment. Just a great place to be.
Awesome. So the main topic for today, who are the men of excellence?
The Men of Excellence, basically, I can just tell you, we're just men on campus who want to make a positive change. We're just a community service-based organization. We do many events from just different promotional organization events. We do a lot of community service. We collab with different organizations on campus. We just basically just men who are just putting ourselves out there, just making positive changes, allowing the USM community and others around just to see us and see our light.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's if I'm understanding this correctly, the Men of Excellence is an African American led organization. Is that true?
It's mainly African American, but we welcome all races. We're open to any men on campus who want to join.
Okay.
We just want men who just want to come in and just want to be a part of the community. That's our main goal.
Yeah.
It's not a race-driven organization.
Sure.
We just want men to just come on and just see, hey, we can all work together. We put our hands on it, and we can just make great things happen.
Absolutely. That's amazing. So in your opinion, how important is it not only to have Men of Excellence in the community of Hattiesburg, but on and around the USM campus?
For me, it's very important because, that's what drew me to the campus myself. I have multiple friends here on campus, and I have also men in other universities who are men of excellence, but it's basically it just allows you to see something positive. In college, a lot of things going on, but just being able to see that, hey, we have men here who want to make a positive change, who want to do good things, who want to get their name out there and have good resources and good people to look at us and say, okay, those men are actually trying to do something. It's very important just to allow you to have something positive to just strive for and just be in a community of people to help you. But also, it's a lot going on in college. You have workloads, you have money, you have different things that we're all struggling with. But having like-minded men you can come and talk about those things with in the right way, it provides that great balance of school and positivity at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's so interesting having Men of Excellence, especially on the Hattiesburg campus. And you kind of mentioned a little bit earlier about some type of events that you guys do. Are there any type of events coming in the coming months?
Yes, we actually have an event today.
Oh, nice.
We are doing a senior food box. Basically, we help out at the Osceola McCarter Youth Center, and we just hand out different food boxes to people. They come and sign in. We do that actually every Thursday.
Okay.
From 12 to 3 today. And then after that, we're making food boxes from the homeless on February the 21st. That's just a Mox exclusive event. We're just going to come together and make those. We have an Excellence in Every Era, a trivia night, just highlighting Black history and different things that happened this month on the 25th. And that is tentatively going to be in the gallery.
Okay.
And then we're going to be cleaning the parking garage on February 27th, just going and just helping out there.
Yeah.
And those are what we have for February. And then coming up in March, we have an open house. That's just a promotional event, just trying to draw different members to Men of Excellence. From 5:30 to 7:30, there's going to be a tabling event. Then we have a roundtable women's appreciation event tentatively on March the 5th.
Yeah.
That's just highlighting women's appreciation, just bringing awareness to just great women we have on campus and off campus and alumni from Southern Miss. And then after that, we have a financial literacy on March the 11th, just trying to have college students learn how to handle finances, learn how to just handle money, learn about money if you don't know. Just, having we're going to have guest speakers on all of these events I just mentioned, hopefully, and they're just going to come and just teach us about, college lifestyle, life after college, and just how to manage your finances, how to build wealth, those who have and those who haven't. And then we have a car wash on March the 28th, potentially as well, where we're just going to wash cars for college students, just help them out. And, and we also have more events coming, but we'll just let you all know when those flyers and things come out.
Absolutely. That's so amazing. It's so wonderful having an organization here at USM that is actively trying to help the student body and being able to just present yourselves out there. That's so amazing. So in your opinion, what are the biggest strengths that stand out about a unit of fellowship like Men of Excellence?
For me, the biggest strength is just the numbers we have.
Yeah.
Just seeing a lot of men on campus. Men, we are meant to be, leaders. We're meant to be people of stature. You can say we're just supposed to be positive figures. Just seeing a lot of men coming out and being able to help out and just being able to show up. I think that's very important on a college campus because people see that.
Yeah.
People see your ability to come and show up and do the right thing. People talk. You never know what impact you can have on a lot of people. We may have a dean of students show up to an event. We may have one of our teachers show up to an event. You may have different people from internships that you may need show up to different events. So always being able to show up and be there and have a lot of numbers to see, okay, these men are doing this, those men are doing that. But just having the Men of Excellence Mox, just being excellent as in our name, you know, that's just a great thing to have.
Absolutely. So just as a little thing, if you were to like elevator pitch or like market the Men of Excellence to other men on campus, how would you do that?
Well, like I said, we have an open house coming up on March the 4th.
Yeah.
But also, it can be word of just talking to different men, telling them what it's about. You know, because my experience is different from one of my brother's experience. They're different from another brother. But, you know, just spreading the positivity, spreading the awareness, spreading the happiness that this is something great. We're trying to make a lot of change, and it took a lot of work to get here.
Yeah.
It took a lot of work to build this organization to where it's at. We appreciate those that came before us, that paved the way for us to be where we are today. So we just appreciate every year and every different member, every advisor, every exec board member, every president who just allowed us to be able to make Mox what it is. But also just being able to talk, just like we're talking right now, these type of conversations are what just build awareness and help us get our name out there.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're aware, how do you guys usually organize events in the community?
Well, what we usually do, we have our advisor, Dorian. He's very involved in the community, has very different connections, and we have an exec board. So we have a president, a vice president, and an advisor. I'm the director of events myself.
Yeah.
We have a director of membership. We have a treasurer, and we also have a chaplain. And then we also have a parliamentarian. We all meet together as the exec board, and we come up with different events. And we see what events that we have already done that were good events and what events we can do in the future that would be better events. We come together and we vote on what the events that we want to see. And then also we'll ask our general body, hey, what events do y'all want to see? And they talk to different students on campus, different fraternities, sororities, different other organizations, student life groups. And then we all just come together and see what events are going to be positive, what events are going to bring change and bring awareness, and what events are going to just help us spread our brand as the Men of Excellence.
Yeah, absolutely. So just a thing that you kind of covered before, but just to get your own like personal take and your own personal opinion, for charitable events or just events that are happening with Mox, what are some like good memories that you have with them?
One of the best memories I had with the, you can say a community service organization was we did, like I said, at the Osceola McCarty. And it was a lady, when she saw us walk in, it was just the joy that she saw on her face because she kind of made a joke. She was like, we can't lift all these boxes by herself. But, you know, it's just seeing the joy that she had, just seeing us, like I said, show up. Just seeing the smile that they got on her face, and we had such a great time. We helped them out, and you know, she just told us like, y'all come back anytime. She was just so happy to see us, just be there and want to help out and want to, you know, spread change and want to be there for them and actually help them out in any way they could. You know, that made me feel good as a person because it let me see that we're actually doing the right thing. We're actually helping people out and making people's days. Yeah. That's one of the best memories that I ever had, and I still remember it to this day.
I absolutely love that. So it's so amazing, and it's also like a little bit funny of like how you're able to just like it's just such a human response, and it's just so absolutely wonderful and so beautiful. For people that are interested in potentially like joining Mox or helping Mox, how can they do that?
Like I said, we have that open house on March the 4th.
Yeah.
So our director of membership, he's working on an MIT class. It's called Men in Training class. Yeah. And what you do, you sign up for the form. Once we're going to have the information come out via our Instagram at USM Mox. And he's going to have the Google form. You sign up for the form, show up to the open house, and then we're going to have different interviews with our exec board, some members on our exec board. If you get past the interview, then you join the MIT class. The MIT class is basically just telling you about Mox, the different advisors that come, the people that created Mox, all of those. Actually, Toby Barker, our mayor here, he was in Mox, and then also Rita Delane. She is the lady that actually created Mox.
Wow.
So, you know, they're telling you about Mox, telling you about the Mox history, and then at the end you will have a test that you have to pass.
Okay.
And you have to have a certain score to get past that test, and also you have to memorize our creed for Mox. And if you pass all of those requirements, then you have to pay dues to get in. Yeah. We had to pay $150, and it's for the whole year, the spring and the fall semester. Yeah. And then once you pay your dues, then you get inducted. You get your suit, tie, and your pin at your induction ceremony. Yeah. And then if you get elected on the exec board, you get a little happy for that too. And then once you get past your induction, then we have a strike system. Yeah. So you have to make it. You have to come to the event, show up, and be there and be present. And then if you pass all of those things, then you can get in.
I see. Well, that sounds like a great opportunity for people to potentially like open some new doors and just putting themselves out there. I know they're running out of time, but the last question that we love to do here for Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio, if you were to give a younger you a bit of advice with the things that you've learned through your time with Mox, what would you say to them?
Younger me, I would tell me, don't be scared to fail.
Yeah.
Don't be scared to try again and over again. You know, I think failure when you're young, it comes scary. You know, because you don't want to fail. You have different expectations on yourself, and you think you want everything to be perfect. You want it to be black and white. But I would tell myself, you know, put yourself out there. Don't be scared to fail. Don't be scared to try over and over again, because, you know, I live by this quote. It was by Thomas Edison. He said, our greatest weakness lies in giving up.
Wow.
But the most certain way to succeed is to try one more time. And, you know, I live by that. Just keep trying over and over again. I think that's the best way to be successful. So that would be my advice to my younger self.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Matthew McCray, for coming on today and providing a voice for our Eagles.
I thank you so much for the opportunity.
Coming up, we've got Gabby Cox reporting on Hattiesburg's new life-saving drug vending machine. Check it out.
Hattiesburg has taken a new step, making access to the life-saving drug naloxone even easier. A vending machine with free naloxone has been installed in the Hattiesburg at Fire Station 6. It is open 24 hours every day and is regularly stocked. James Moore, the owner of Moore's Bike Shop and an advocate for helping those with addiction, explains how this reduces the stigma and can help people feel more comfortable asking for help.
Simply putting something like this in a public place on public property, it sends the whole message to the community that as a community, we stand behind those who are at risk of dying. In the 10 years since our son Jeffrey's death to an overdose, I've given hundreds of public talks. The way that the stigma is eliminating itself over the last few years is just incredible.
Like Moore, Liz Dottie lost one of her children to overdose. It was after this that she decided to get clean from drug use after using since 11 years old.
So I will be 10 years in recovery February 28th. When I first moved to Hattiesburg, James Moore had these huge billboards up about Narcan saving lives, and his story and his son's story moved me also because my stepson died in 2014 of an opioid overdose, and I didn't want my children to also have to be affected by yet another family member dying of an opioid overdose.
If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, don't be afraid to ask for help. Contact Mississippi Department Mental Health, Alcohol, and Drug Services at 877-210-8513. Gabby Cox, SMTV News.
Thanks for listening to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. Huge thanks to Seb Hodges, our audio engineer, and Isabella Michaud, our video engineer, for keeping this bird flying. Big shout out to our assistant producer, Rosines Monty, and our program director, Adeline Fields, and our GM, Dr. Wilbur Martin. Don't forget to follow SM2 Media on social media. I'm your Tuesday, Thursday show host.